I want to start by thanking everyone who made today possible, the Bender family, our cousin Amy, who is more like a sister to Taylor and I, and my parents. In just over a year, Don and Vicky have thrown both of their daughters, not one but 2 weddings. That's pretty awesome. So, thank you for everything you do for us, not just this past year, but in life. We love you very much. For those of you who don't know, Taylor and I are 8 years apart. And growing up, I would always ask my mom and dad for a little brother, a little sister. It took them 8 years, but I finally got that. I will never forget, my mom came in actually one morning to wake me up, and she said, guess what? You're going to be a big sister. Oh. Shoot. Sis, I'm so grateful that God gave me you as a little sister. Okay. Growing up though, all I wanted to do was take care of Taylor. I wanted to feed her, I wanted to play with her, dress her. She was like my little baby doll. I would even change her diapers. And then she started biting and that changed. And I was done. No, just kidding. But everyone would always tell me growing up that Taylor wanted to follow in my footsteps and that she always looked up to me and she wanted to be an audiologist and go to Eastern and be a dancer and all these things. But what everyone doesn't know is that I really want to be like Taylor. She is what I need in life to keep me grounded, and she's my zen. So she really does keep me calm. A few years ago, we were driving in the car together, and this nice gentleman cut me off pretty aggressively, and I had a few choice of words, maybe some hand gestures in there, and Taylor looked at me and she said, sis, just pray for him. I was like, okay, but she really is the calm in my everyday, and there have been more than one occasion, actually several, where Taylor reminds me to not sweat the small stuff and to focus on what's really important, and that's family. And so, that is really important to me. I knew Taylor and Jake were the real deal early on. 2 signs. One is when you came in to get my sister for her first date, you shook my dad's hand and you looked at him in the eye. And the second is that my cousins didn't make fun of you behind your back. It's kind of a big deal because they made fun of all my past boyfriends. Good job. Watching Taylor and Jake with my daughter Addison has been an absolute joy. My husband John and I brought Addison home this past March, and we were at our condo and we were sitting there and Taylor was holding Addison. We had just gotten back and she hands Addison to Jake and he was a little nervous. He was holding her and I'm like, oh, okay. And I hear him say, I think she got sick. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I turn around. He is smiling ear to ear, but covered in baby. Like, all over. And he was just so proud. He's like I'm doing it. But they have just been wonderful with Addison, and it's been an absolute joy to watch. Jake, you bring out the best in my sister. And watching the 2 of you grow in your relationship and with God as your guide has been such a blessing. And you both have trust and respect for each other that's so authentic. You have been a part of our family now for a very long time, but it feels good to finally make it official again. And I'm so happy to be standing next to you again. So, we've all been waiting for this night for a very long time. Let's raise our glasses and cheers to the new newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs.